In a magazine interview, billionaire R.J. Krieg was asked about the benchmark of his success. He replied, "It is for others to say whether I am useful or not. It is not for you to decide whether you are useful. The marketplace makes that determination. People pay for this satisfaction. You don't pay to satisfy your needs to do what you love. People pay for the solution, not for the enjoyment. People pay for the solved problem. People don't give a rat about your love, your love for whatever. If do what you love does not feel or need spectacularly, no one will pay for it. This book is possible because I didn't need to confirmation of money to authenticate my skill. If that sentence is too complicated to this book is possible because I didn't need a confirmation of money to authenticate my skill. If that sentence is too complicated, you confirm my point. Maybe I am just not good enough. Regardless of sales, my book is a testament to do what I love. Whether I am good or not, the fast lane allowed me and money. The fast lane allowed money to be removed from the equation. Now I don't need to get paid to do what I love. I just do it. In other words, money led to do what you love. It did not follow. How's that for irony? LeBron James get paid for play basketball because he is too good. One of the many destinations of for the fast lane is to remove the confirmation of money from your do what you love activity. Fast lane success means I could play basketball 7 days a week. I can play a video game all the day. I don't need to get paid to do what I love because I can now do it for free. If you are one of the lucky few who can earn an income from a specific activity that you love and are good enough, kudos to you and congratulations. You might not need a fast lane. A slow lane just might suffice. No worries, but for those of us who can't transform our loves into an income, there are another alternative paved by the fast lane. Doing what you love and facts and derivative. If you can't work a job or business doing what you love, you are likely to fall into a trap. Your natural reaction is to make a deal with the devil. The solo lane you trade your life away doing the things you hate in exchange for doing the things you love. You say I will do 5 days of work I hate so I can enjoy 2 weekend days doing something I love. Does it batter the sound like rational thinking? For example, my friend Andy is a bank collection agent and hates his job. At beer time, I hear the complaint, the frustration, and the BS about the job. The Nazi like micromanagement, the incompetent boss, and his psychotic coworker. He is one of the firing line from all the front. He numbs himself to a suffering 5 days a week. His celebration, this his weekend he pay do what you hate with the weekend of do what you love. Voting. Then other people negotiate with do what you love into an alternative or the derivative. For example, Pauline loves to knit, so she sells the knitting online. Josh loves automotive audio, so he opened the car stereo shop. Janik loves to sculpt and sell her works at a local gallery. Gary is an avid bodybuilder, so he becomes the personal trainer. There are two dangers of derivative. First, they don't make a money fast. Second, they endanger the money. First, do what you love rarely creates money fast because more than likely, not only are you doing what you love, but thousands of others are too. Just tune into The first week of audition of American Idol for proof. The need is weak. This Saturn's makes market or makes profit margins shallow. At my gym, a personal trainer acquaintance told me he is struggling to make ends meet. When I asked why, he responded that personal training is so competitive that he can't charge a price worth his time. His service fees are deplimentary caused by an abundant supply of trainer. And when supply exceeds demand, need price move down. Not enough need, too much supply. So why is the field for personal trainer is saturated? Simple. People followed the espoused guru squeeze advice without a reflection on need. Do what you love. Unfortunately, if you love doing it, bet on thousands of others loving it too. When you do what you love, prepare a face stiff competition or enjoy higher margins. The personal trainer or the guy who start a company to clean up crime scenes. The second danger of derivative is that you love become vulnerable to the contamination when you do it for money. If you are focused to do anything, even something you purport to love, in exchange for the paycheck, that love is put in danger. Decade ago, I took a job as a limo driver because I loved to drive. But by the time that job ended, I had to drive. After work, I would stay home because I was so sick of driving. My love was contaminated. I once had a friend who created fantastic painting as a hobby. When I asked her why she does not paint full time for living, her answer was simple: I paint when I am impassionate to paint. The few times when she painted for money, it stunned her artistic creativity because the different force fueled the motivation. Money, not the emotion from the moment. Do what you love is left to professional athletes because they are the pinnacle of their game. And yet, even after making millions of money, of these athletes suffer the same fate. They lose their love of game, dancers lose their love for dance, artists lose their love for the art. Money and the demand of life cast a cloud over the love and darken into a burden. While derivatives of do what you love might yield a figment of happiness, they operate in a saturated marketplace, and more importantly, they could jeopardize your natural love for the activity. Your ignition moving from love to passion. The motivation fuel for Fastlane is not a love but a passion. Passion for your future vision and passion for the personal growth. If you have a passion for the specific goal, you will do anything for it. I had a passion for Lamborghini and was willing to do anything for it. Pick up a dog seat, mop floor, and work at the 3 a.m. Whatever I was going to take, I had the motivation to do it. Did I have a passion or the love for the driving limos? Hell no. But I had a passion for my future goals and what I expected from life. It motivated me to act and then repeat. Your vehicle needs to ignition a starter, something that compels you to jump out of the bed in the morning, challenge to tackle the day. That ignition is passion. Other people might call it a meaning, a purpose, or why. You need to want something greater for you, your family, or something else. It is different for everybody, but when you find it, you will do anything for it. When you put your goals on the road that actually leads to the drama destination, it is impatience daily action. If you can't get paid doing some activity, identify a specific why or the end goals that ignite your passion to act. What is your why? Why are you doing this? Why go fast lane? Whom do you want to prove wrong? My whys read like this. I want to pay off my mother mortgage. I want to wake up without an alarm clock. I want to write a book without a pressure of money. I want a big house on a mountain side with a pool. I want a Lamborghini. I want to make to money. I want to make a difference. I want to prove him wrong.